Morning everyone, welcome to DOdaily. Wake up to walk. It's Des here. Who's ready to attack the day? As ever, I'm on the Robin Hood Way, continuing my journey from Nottingham Castle up to the Major Oak in Sherwood Forest. Just set off along the Southwell Trail. Really nice stretch, really straight, easy to navigate. After last week, entering into Southwell, walking around the town and the Minster and coming out the other side, I encountered a really tough stretch, about a mile and a half of deep grass, but thankfully the route aligns with the Southwell Trail, which is a 7.5 mile stretch between Southwell itself and Bilsthorpe, a disused railway line, which, like I say, is really easy to get through. Really nice to be on though. And today, pressed for a little bit of time. That's great. It's just what I need. Whilst I enjoy some of those tough stretches, getting lost, finding myself again. Today, it's just great to know exactly where I'm going. The trail is 7.5 miles. I won't be covering the whole of the Southwell Trail. Of course, it's about the Robin Hood Way. So at the village of Kirklington, I'll be veering north, going through there before crossing the A617 and heading towards the smaller villages of Equin before turning back west towards Bilsthorpe. Won't get that far today. It is the end of this trail. This is the linear path, but I'm sure there's lots to see en route. Really looking forward to what it's got to offer. Absolutely no idea where I am. Well, I've got an idea, but I've never been in these parts at all before, so to take these quiet paths, something I'm really sort of pleased I'm doing. Over halfway through now as well, which is quite a big milestone. Just talking to Kay, and been doing this for months now. Not that that's a problem, that's actually a good thing. Just shows how much I'm enjoying it, how much I'm getting from it. Learning something new every week about the place I live, Nottinghamshire, but also about myself and using it to find myself a little bit. I mentioned that before, didn't I? And that's a really important part. 2 miles in, and I'm absolutely loving the peace and serenity of what this has got to offer. I touched on there about finding myself, and again, it's been a week of understanding where I'm at, where my mind's at. I use walking and getting up early a lot to do that. So it's been a good one. It's been really, really good, positive. Lots of nice things happening, more great plans ahead, but I've managed to get some of those good habits back in. The theme almost this week has been about realising what worked for us, and whilst I've never forgot about this, I've been using each daily motivation, Monday motivation, Tuesday training, Wednesday workout, Thursday thoughts, just to remember why I started that in the first place. When things need sorting, not that I'm in a bad place, or if things are in a bad place, sometimes we just need to take things one step at a time, one day at a time, and it's definitely been a case of that for me. It's been brilliant, as much as I talk about it, sometimes you can not heed your own advice. It works, something subconsciously tells you that, but I really have taken things one day at a time, and it's helped me sort of be positive about what I'm doing. Just feeling a bit tired and a little bit run down at the start of the week, whilst I've still got a bit of a sticky throat, feeling much more positive, much better about everything. Nothing to be negative about, but sometimes it's just getting back to the things you do, getting back to reality, being positive and enthusing about it, that puts you back on the right track. A place like this today You know, heading straight ahead is a perfect metaphor for that. You know, just keep pushing forward. We spoke about that a few weeks ago, but it's easy to bulldoze your way through. So this week, it's been about one day at a time. Managed to create some good habits, not been perfect by any stretch. Getting out there, getting in plenty of activity, looking at my diet, looking at my sleep, you know, and whilst it hasn't been perfect, you know, made massive strides. And next week I'll be looking to push on again. It's really important as well next week, especially for Wake Up to Walk. Mine and Kay's schedule has changed slightly, so to be able to get it all in, we've got to be really on it on a Friday morning. Not that we're not anyway. We get up early, we get out, we've got a nice little routine, but we've got to be even more on it. And that's not a problem really, is it? Sometimes we need that sort of reminder just to be on the ball. You know, it's easy when you do something all the time just to take it for granted. We've definitely spoke about that this week, haven't we? You know, taking things for granted. Touched on the fact I got back to the football and back to the world famous City ground. Been going there for so long, you know, it's easy to get wrapped up in it all and forget exactly what it does for you. But it's a perfect escape for me, just like this is. And that's why I get out on a Friday morning, you know, is just to sort of collect all my thoughts, use the nature and the blue sky, becoming more and more sort of known how much these things help with our mental health, and of course activity always improves physical health, you know. So I'll keep encouraging it, I'll keep passing on the message, keep working on those habits, keep working one day at a time for the time being, because I'm not exactly where I want to be with certain things, you know. Whilst my mental state's fine, my physical health is not fantastic, you know, and that takes a lot of work, a lot of effort, you know, but I'm not afraid of that. Everything I've done in the last few years, getting out of my comfort zone, doing different things, taking on different challenges, talking about it, you know, it's just an example of me trying to make a difference. And that's all I'm doing, guys, is trying to make a difference one day at a time. You know, when things get better, when those habits set in, without neglecting them, like I've touched on already, and taking them for granted, it's important just to perhaps not think one day at a time, to enjoy it, to make the most of it. But whilst we're trying to set them in stone, whilst they become natural, you know, it's a case of working at it, accepting that we have to work at it. It's easy sometimes to think we know best, we can just switch on and off. I've been guilty of that, you know. My weight is a classic example. I lost a lot of weight once, 6 stone in a relatively short period of time, and I've been a phrase I've used this week is I've been fight or flight with it. So I'm either losing a lot of weight or gaining a lot of weight in reality, you know. And I know I can do it, so probably been a bit lazy and not done what I need to do. But these habits and things, I want to be better. You know, I don't want to have to go through 6 months of the year of losing weight and 6 months of not feeling great about myself. It'd be nice just to be much more consistent with it and just be a sort of set weight, which I don't have to worry too much about what I'm doing. And it's kind of that sort of thing I'm working to, you know, and that's whether it is weight or whether it's mindset, it's just about being a lot more consistent. All these things I do through DOdaily, especially on a Friday morning, are just ways of tackling that, adding that consistency. That's the first thing. Before anything we can do, we've got to find a level of consistency, a level of commitment and dedication to what we're doing. And when we do that, we're absolutely fine. If we then work on it one day at a time, you'll always hear it, when people talk about addictions and things, you know, it's just a case of them working one day at a time. It's not exactly an addiction, but it's a great example of how people can change their habits, and that's all it's about, isn't it? If you can get out, absolutely fantastic. Do you know, whether it's early on a Friday morning or over the weekend, do you know, when people tend to have a little bit more time. I know not everybody does. The way the world works now is people work different shifts and things like that, but sometimes as well that gives opportunity when other people are doing other things for you to get out and get your activity in. Get out in a place like this, you know, make the absolute most of it. Have a great weekend, guys. Really looking forward to mine. I've been saying how epic things have been. Today I'm actually celebrating my last birthday, which was in May. I'm going to see Rag and Bone Man, someone I've mentioned before, someone I've used as inspiration. Do you know, it got cancelled due to COVID. There was lots of friends supposed to be coming with me, and it'd have been easy to not do it, you know, because bizarrely all of them are on holiday, and they are, to be fair, do you know. But me and Kay are still going. We're going to still enjoy it, do you know. And I'm really looking forward to it, so why wouldn't I? But it's just going to make for another great weekend. We're stopping away for the evening, going to a park run in the morning, fitting it all in, doing what we do, attacking the day. Just show you some of these scenes. You know, absolutely beautiful, quiet, peaceful. Stopping away, doing what we do, you know, and getting absolutely whatever we can from whatever we do. You know, sometimes when plans change, like that one has a couple of times, you know, it'd be easy just to go, oh no, I'm not going to do it now. But we have to keep doing it, don't we? If it's something we were looking forward to once, we can definitely look forward to it again. You know, it's going to make for a great weekend for me personally. All of that, the return of league football to the city ground, that's going to be a good occasion. Really excited about that. And then of course getting up on Sunday to attack the day with a running club, you know, and do what I do there. You know, I wouldn't have it any other way. It's busy, it's hectic, you know, but there's lots of times in my life where I've complained about having not very much, you know, and that doesn't mean financially, you know, that means having not very much around us. We all find ourselves in a place sometimes where we're a bit fed up with life and dwell on things a little, you know. What we have to do is make the absolute most of what we're doing. If we can add good habits, routines, you know, physical activity, improve our mental health and well-being, why wouldn't we? Do you know, all of that makes for everything we're doing. If I'd not looked at that, I'd still be in a place with none of this, you know. And today I'm much happier, content, and really pleased with what I'm doing. And that's what it's all about, isn't it? But through various periods in the last 5 or 6 years, it's meant doing things one day at a time. You know, taking each step as it comes, just like the Robin Hood way. You know, it's another sort of great example of showing commitment to something, determination to see it through. And if you can do that, we'll all be good. You'll be good, I'll be good, you know. It'll improve our own life and for those around us. And that's all I really want to say. That's been the theme. That's been the way it is this week. You know, remembering what worked. I won't forget this. When it does come to an end, I'll probably find something else to do because that's the way I am. But for now, guys, have a good one. Take care. Whatever you're doing, make the most of it. Let me know on the comments below. I'd love to hear about it. Might inspire me to use it for Monday motivation, because of course I'll be back for that. Until then, just doing it.